Hi, our Fabulous Friday topic for today is what to do when you don't know what to do. It's a theme for this month, and today I'm focusing on YouTube. I think all of us have went to YouTube when we needed to look something up or find something out, whether it's personal or for work. If we don't have a solution, sometimes we go straight to Google, and other times if we want a video support, we'll go to YouTube. That's where I'm going to start. Searches in Google include YouTube. So here's an example search. I just typed in Google corroded toy battery terminal. So I need to know how to clean an electronic device, and here's a video on YouTube that shows us how to do that. There's probably several different ways, but this one used baking soda and gave us an example for how to do that. When you're searching in Google or YouTube, be specific. Search using keywords. For example, what Windows OS do I have? The search may not answer that for you, but it will give you suggestions for how you can look that up on your own computer. I had a printer that started not printing black ink, and I just typed in the printer I had, and it took me to some examples for how we could try to clean the print head and get it printing again. I noticed in the reviews that it worked for some people, not for others. In my case, it did work. iPad audio not working. A lot of times you just need to shut the iPad completely down and bring it back up if you're plugging in a headphone and it doesn't work. But if you type this in, there'll be several suggestions, including the one I just gave. How to upload a video to Google Drive. You can put videos on YouTube for yourself, but a lot of our staff like to use Google Drive, so there's instructions for how to do that. How to import .mov into Camtasia. This one just came up the other day. Had someone that created a video or recorded a video using their iPad. They brought it into a PC computer and they could not edit that video in a program that we use called Camtasia. So when I searched that, one of the easy solutions was to change the type of file it was. But like at the top of this slide here, I'm suggesting that we take a look, especially if there's multiple solutions, how reliable is the source, which ones are easier to try. So for example, I could have completely converted the movie. I could have, one of the suggestions was download and install QuickTime. All those things were things that we could try, but it looked like what was working for most people was changing this file extension from a .mov to an MP4. The catch was you couldn't see the file extension. So by watching the video, we're able to see how to go into the file options, turn on the extension so we could see the .mov and change it to an MP4. Just a word of caution, depending on if it's hardware, something you have a lot of money involved with, or if it belongs to a company you work for, you might want to consider the warranty before you go in and open up a device or work on it. You also might want to consider your experience level. Here I'm showing an example in Google that I typed in how to replace iPhone, in this case 6 screen. Both my sons have done this. According to the video, you can do it in 5 minutes. I'm not real sure that I could do it in 5 minutes, and it took them both a little longer. So depending on your experience level, your comfort, and like who owns the device or what amount of money is tied up in that device, you kind of have to be cautious as far as everything you see on the internet isn't true. If you're willing to try it, there's a lot of people willing to give you suggestions, and sometimes there's more than one suggestion. All right, I'm going to just show kind of how to navigate through YouTube. So when I first go into YouTube, I can just go to youtube.com, or I can use an app if it's on my phone or an iPad. And in this case, it's showing that I'm logged in because I can see right here that I was already logged into the browser. So I'm going to sign out, and you'll notice that I still have the search box up here, but I don't have quite as many options on the side. So I don't have my own channel to upload videos until I create an account. I'm just going to demonstrate searching for a topic, so I'm going to start typing Windows, and it immediately pops up and suggests some things like Windows 10, Windows 10 tutorial, Windows 10 tips. So if I was thinking tutorial, I can just go ahead and click on Windows 10 tutorial. And since I'm not signed in, it's not showing me which ones I've watched before, but if I had, I could see it would mark the ones I've already viewed. I do want you to notice right here above the videos that it pulled up that I have a filter. And that filter is available even if you're not signed in. So if I looked at the filter, I could say I want Windows tutorials that are new. They're this month. So it's showing here that I have the filter turned on for this month, and here's one that's a new release just a week ago. So pay attention to the filters. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can look for short videos less than 4 minutes, longer ones over 20 minutes, closed caption, Creative Commons, when it was uploaded, relevancy, rating, so several different things that you can filter as part of your search. The next thing I'm going to do is actually sign in so you can see what that looks like. So I'm going to go over here to the upper right where it says sign in, and I can just sign in with my Google account. And now I have a few more options. On home, I can see the things that I've watched before. If I want to watch those again, it's recommending things based on what I've seen before. Trend would be new things that are just available. Subscriptions would be things that I found that I want to follow. So I've got 3 or 4 here. Here I'm following Google and Great Prairie AEA. And I'm noticing we don't have very many people following basically the videos I'm creating today, like Fabulous Friday. But these are videos that are uploaded by Great Prairie, and to follow those, I can just click here to subscribe if I had not already subscribed, or if I want to change my mind and unsubscribe, it's right there on that. So I'm going to do this within a video to show you what that looks like. So just in the search box up here in YouTube, I'm going to search, let's try WeVideo. That's an editing program I can use on Chromebooks. And one thing I wanted to show you is, like, this one is put up by an individual. I can see it was 9 months ago. I've got over 181,000 views. And then I've got this one that says WeVideo that looks like it's by the company WeVideo. They have 93 videos and it's a whole channel. So if I click on that one, I can see that there's lots of videos in their collection. So individuals can put videos on YouTube, and so can companies. So if I wanted to add this, let's say I just wanted to add one video, this intro to projects. When I'm signed in, some of the options I would have, I'm going to scroll down so you can see my options, would be to add it to what are called playlist. And one built-in playlist that everyone has is Watch Later. I've created one called Tutorials for Tools and one called Troubleshooting. So I might put this one in my Tutorial for Tools. And then later, if I want to watch that, I could collect those. And here's my library. These are my playlists right here. Tutorial for Tools. And I've watched one on how to use Padlet, and I just added the intro to projects. So I can kind of build my own library of resources that I want to refer back to and organize them. But to do that, I need to be signed in or have an account. Subscriptions, basically if I'm looking at a video, here's one that might be a training one, EduCreations. It's an iPad app that I've used with schools. And if I wanted to see a tutorial to go with that, I can just search for it. And if I decided that this person, I can click on the person's picture or name, and it will show me other things that that person has uploaded. And I can tell this is just an individual. We've only got 10 subscribers, but if I really wanted to follow this person or interested in her other videos, then I would just click subscribe, and it would show up here on my left under libraries. There's something called subscriptions. Right now I have Great Prairie AEA. Jessica Lambert is a math teacher that shared her math lessons with me. So if I click on that, I'll see a collection of her videos. Google is an example of where I could follow or subscribe to a company. So they're going to have a lot of videos in this Google collection. But any video that you're looking at, like my EduCreations one, I'll have choices to either watch it now, or if I'm signed in, I can add it to a playlist. Which one of the playlists is just watch later. I could share it. So if I wanted to email the link or share the link to this video, I could put it right here. That's kind of a quick overview of just navigating through YouTube. In the menu, I only have home and trends unless I'm logged in, and then I would have my own channel to upload and manage my own videos, subscriptions that I'm following, history, and a watch later. Just a little extra, there are additional tools that you might want to consider that kind of go along with YouTube. One is something called Ad Block, and it is a Chrome extension that blocks advertisements, including those startup video ads. So if you're using something with a group or students and you want to block those, that's one way to do it. There's also something called viewpure.com, which is a website. And what I do is go to the viewpure.com and I paste the address to the YouTube URL here. And then when I click Purify, it'll give me a new address, and that's the one I either email or post on my webpage to share with others. And it will just show my videos in a clean white box. EdPuzzle is another tool. You can just go to edpuzzle.com, select the part of any YouTube video you want by choosing the video and then editing it within EdPuzzle. You can also add quizzes, so it's a nice little instructional tool that goes with video. You can use videos from YouTube or other resources on the internet. That's basically what I have for you. I know we've all used YouTube before, but I think sometimes we just forget that it's a resource, and we might go to our tech team or our groups and ask for help when we could kind of look up the situation ourselves. But we also need to weigh that with what our own expertise is and how comfortable we are in troubleshooting or solving things. But there's a wealth of information out there, and as you learn more, I'd encourage you to also learn to post and share with others on YouTube.